Good afternoon. This is Daniela Brown from UPPAbaby. Thank you to Safe Kids and the MACPS for putting this session together. And I will just kind of take it from here. So this is all of my contact information. It will be on the last slide if you do need that moving forward. So we are introducing the Mesa Max. So the Mesa Max has been out in the market for about 6 months. It's 4 to 35 pounds. One important thing to note with this product is the V2 and the Max don't have an interchangeable base. So you cannot use the V2 or the original Mesa with this load leg base. Okay. So a couple things just to point out on this. So if you're familiar with the Mesa, we do have our Smart Secure system, which is the green indicator, which is telling parents that they are tightly installed. This is indicated as for placement of number 1. Number 2, there is also an indicator there. It's a little window. So it tells you when to drop that load leg. You understand that the load leg is at an angle based on the cushion. And sometimes we're not sure, do we drop it at 90 degrees or do we drop it at an angle? This is telling us when to drop it. That little window rolls red to green when you've pulled it out to the exact moment to drop it. And then the third indicator is on the bottom. You'll notice there's a little red down there. When that makes proper contact with the vehicle floor and compresses, that red goes away. We do not allow any vehicle mats on the floor. So we ask that they just be removed just because there's a lot of variability with those, with thickness and slippage and stuff. And we just want that good contact with the vehicle floor. We do have the forward rotation handle. So in vehicle, we ask that you put the carry handle all the way forward, as you can see here, which is in the rebound position. This is to be used in this location with and without the base. Outside the vehicle, it does not matter. We do have European belt routing as indicated here by that little blue stripe. And then we have an infinite adjust headrest. So if you just grab the top of that headrest and just slide it up and down, so that you get the shoulders at the correct location relative to the harness there, the harness slots. That's all you do. The harness is what's keeping the child in. So there is no locking mechanism along the way, similar to the V2 and the OG, which is the original one. We also have our V2, different price point, different customer. This is launched right now. It's out there. It's been out for a while. Just a couple of the things that we added back in. We did an extended canopy. We have the forward rotation of the handle, European belt routing, and then an improved infant insert to help with that body positioning. We also went down to 1 crotch buckle position as well, just in an effort to alleviate any misuse that can happen with child fit. Something I always like to point out, I like to give little tips. So we're all familiar with this feature right here in vehicles, and it's actually like 60 upward to 70 or higher percentage UPPAbaby vehicles have this feature. It's a waterfall. So if you run into this, what happens is it interferes with the recline foot of our base. So you have your wedge like this, and then you have that foot there. So it prevents the top of the base from making good contact with the vehicle back. So what we are telling you to do here is, adjust your recline angle to get to the appropriate location. Use a rolled towel, not a pool noodle, a rolled towel. And what we're finding is something like a hand towel from a bathroom, not a washcloth. So you're going to roll this, fill the gap, as you can see in step 1. So it's even with the top of the base. Go through your installation process then. Finish your installation, get green on top, check that belt path. Go back and check your recline indicator to make sure that it hasn't shifted to red. And then step 5, ensure you have contact with the front of the vehicle cushion there. We don't want it lifting up. If it is, it might mean that you need a little bit more of a bulkier towel. So the towel, it closes up the gap, but then it creates an opposing force to keep the front of the base down on the cushion. The Alta. This is one of our car seats, or booster seats, I should say, that is out in the market. So we have those side impact absorbing pods where point of impact happens there, absorbs there rather than transferring to the child. This is a high back booster only. We do have our secure fit belt routing system, which is indicated by all the red indicators here. The lap belt positioner is not required for use. It does have adjustment up and down to accommodate the 40 to 100 pound mark. I say it's not required, but we would really strongly suggest you use it because it keeps the belt at the upper thighs, lower hips, positions it properly, and also helps prevent submarining. The Knox. So you're all familiar with this. I tend to spend a little bit more time on this just because there are some different features and I like to explain them. Again, like knowledge is power, right, for all of us. So this also has those side impact pods, no rethread harness, only one crotch buckle position. And we do have a two-piece infant fit inlay is what we're calling it to help with that body positioning. So we're all familiar, if you've seen the Knox, you're familiar with our multi-directional tether. So it's multi-directional because it can be used in the rear-facing and forward-facing directions. It's yellow to bring attention to it. This was driven from a Safe Kids study where 64% of parents weren't using this. So this is our way of, hello, look at me. Maybe you should look into me and use me. So what this does is this is like a load leg. So it limits the forward motion and transfers those crash forces along the back side of the seat rather than in the child's critical areas here, head, neck, shoulders, spine. So what it does is it keeps the seat more upright. The more it rotates, the more the child scoots up and puts pressure on here. Again, strongly suggested for use, not required. We have this stated that way because it can be used with or without. There might be some vehicles out there, an outlier, where you may not reach that top tether location. And again, I shouldn't say again because I'm not sure I mentioned this, but this routes to an approved top tether location. So here you're looking at it in the rear facing direction. It's routing to an approved top tether location. Adjustable headrest, you're routing through the headrest guides and down. If you have an integrated headrest, just route to that side that you're routing the tether. In that corner, kind of where the headrest comes down to the shoulder and then down. We suggest routing opposite the side you're loading your child in. So I love this visual. I'm a big visual person, and I like to share anything that's helpful. So looking over on the left, we're looking at the starting position with and without tether use. On the right, we are looking at your full rotation. Okay, so you can see the difference of using the tether and not using the tether. You do tend to get more rotation when you don't have it. It still exceeds the standard both ways. It's just an added safety feature that we would like you to use. I always like to bring this up as well. So something we don't necessarily talk a lot about in the industry is that secondary head impact that can happen in vehicle crashes. So if you're not familiar, Consumer Reports, their test has a plate there that is supposed to represent the front vehicle seat. So they look at whether or not there is head strike. So this is something that we are very aware of, along with Consumer Reports, and something we like to educate on. So the less rotation you get, and depending on where the child's positioned in the seat, you know, if they're closer to the top end of the car seat, that's where that 1 inch rule comes into play. And that's on purpose to try and alleviate the head contact that can happen from the child stretching. This is without and with the tether when you are looking at it forward facing. So again, just a nice visual. Something else that's a little different with the Knox is regardless if you're rear or forward facing, we want the bottom of the headrest ears. They can either touch the child's shoulders or go up to 1 inch above the child's shoulders. So again, that is what we would like you to do with the headrest positioning, whether you're rear facing or forward facing. So here we are concerned about just maintaining that head containment and looking at the roll that happens with the side impact protection. So again, regardless of rear or forward facing. So this is my contact information. Please feel free to reach out at any time. We have CPST discounts. You'll notice I have 2 emails, so whichever one is easier for you to remember. Love hearing from you. Thank you for everything that you do in the field. We are proud members of the MACPS and a proud supporter of the National Child Passenger Safety Board. And I think that's it. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for having me.
Hi, everyone. Really happy to be here today with you to talk about some exciting things happening at Newell Brands, which for our purposes is Graco and Baby Jogger car seats. My name is James Fitzpatrick. I am a senior compliance engineer with Newell Brands and a CPST instructor. I'm also certified in collision reconstruction and based out of the Canadian office in Toronto. So let's jump right in with our newest addition to the Graco lineup, which is the Graco Forever DLX Grad. And this is our introduction to a 5-in-1 car seat. That fifth mode of use is what so many techs have been requesting from us again, which is a removable seatbelt trainer. So you have the typical 4 stages you would see with Forever, and then you would have a pop-out removable seatbelt trainer, which will give you that fifth mode of use from the car seat. It does have the same weight limits as the right guide had in the past. So we're looking at a minimum 5 years old to use this and a minimum of 50 pounds. The DLX Grad is a slightly slimmer seat than you'll see with our typical Forever. A couple of other key features, of course, is snug lock technology as long as using the in-right latch. Retail price $399, and we're really excited to be able to offer this seat. When you do look at the seatbelt trainer, you're going to notice a little bit of a difference from the right guide in that there are a couple of slots for the crotch buckle to go through. It doesn't affect the performance of it in any way, and you can use the seat, and I think we'll be really excited to get feedback on this one from technicians as it hits the market in the next couple of weeks. Currently already on market and available is the Turn to Me 3-in-1 car seat. So this is a 3-in-1 seat that offers rear facing, forward facing, as well as booster mode. 10-year expiry, of course, and the typical features you'll see, which is 4 to 40 pounds, 22 to 65 in the harness, and 40 to 100 pounds for booster. You do have a snug lock feature, both rear and forward facing. One of the updates, which we'll touch on quickly later on as well, thank you to a lot of feedback from technicians, is that when you're using the seatbelt lock off rear facing, you are also going to lock the retractor on this one. SlimFit LX, also currently available on market, features a in-right latch system as well as a storage pocket, rapid remove covers, and of course no rethread harness. The integrated rotating cup holders for ease of use as well. A 4 to 40 pounds rear facing and 40 to 100 pounds in booster mode after you've used the 22 to 65 for the forward facing harness system. Nautilus 2.0, so a refresh of the old Nautilus car seat, updated design, updated fabrics, updated soft goods, 2 cup holders now, no rethread harness, and one-hand headrest adjustment. On the LX model, you'll see even more plush soft goods, again with the in-right latch, premium connectors, harness covers, and quilted soft goods, which give it a real luxurious feel. Turbo Booster 2.0, so still the same-ish Turbo Booster, but again redesigned and refreshed. Different fabrics, integrated cup holders again, and yes, the question we get so often is yes, you still do need to use the screws in the armrest, so please, as you're assisting parents and caregivers, make sure that those screws are in the armrests. As we move over to our premier line, the Snug Ride Snug Fit 35 XT features a load leg as well as an anti-rebound bar, has a silent shade canopy, and an in-right latch system. The load leg is very easy to adjust, and it has a red to green indicator, or pardon me, just a red indicator. So if it's not tight enough, you'll still see some red. Once that red has disappeared, then you have it snug enough and it's ready to be used. Jumping over to Baby Jogger, the City Turn convertible car seat has been on the market now for a little over a year. Very excited about this one. It's done very well on the market. 4 all the way up to 50 pounds rear facing for this one, and 22 to 65 forward facing. Lock offs, of course, in both rear and forward facing when you go to install this seat. Some questions that we get commonly from technicians or parents or feedback on seats. We touched on this one just a little bit ago. Turbo booster armrests, yes, you must use them. The screws must be there. If the parent or caregiver has misplaced them, please contact our consumer care line and they will get a replacement set out to them as soon as possible. Vehicle seat protectors. So Graco's policy on this, and this would encompass baby jogger and Century car seats as well, is that we do allow the use of a car seat mat, towel, or thin blanket under and behind the car seat. Key to this is that you must be able to achieve a secure install with the mat, towel, or thin blanket in place. Inflatable seatbelt policy, and this is another one that we have adjusted a little bit recently. Thank you again to a lot of feedback from technicians in the field. It really does matter. If you see things, if you're not sure, if there's different things that you think we could do better, we always do want to hear from you. So please feel free to reach out at any point in time. We do allow the use of inflatable seatbelts. We do not want them used on an infant car seat with the base. We recommend using the carrier alone if you're going to use an inflatable belt. If you can't do that, then we would recommend using the lower anchors on infant car seats whenever possible. We do not want you to use an inflatable belt with any snug lock or shoulder belt lockoffs, but they can be used on all booster seats. Where we're going to change this up just slightly from feedback from the field is Baby Jogger City Turn and Graco Turn to Me. Inflatable belts should not be used rear facing, but you can use them forward facing. So no rear facing for these inflatable belts, but forward facing is fine. Instruction manuals, we get a lot of questions about where you can find them. Our teams are constantly working on trying to update these and make sure the most recent versions and all the different seats are covered. You can visit our website at gracobaby.com, choose the seat that you're looking to find, scroll towards the bottom of the page where you'll find the download links as you see on the left side of the slide here, and you can download those. If you're looking for a particular manual and you can't find it, if it's not available online, please reach out and let us know, and we will do our best to get it up there as soon as possible, and we will certainly get a copy out to you as soon as possible as well. We are very excited also to now offer a CPS technician purchase program through Graco website. If you want to reach out to myself, my email is here on the screen. We will provide you with a one-time use discount code for our website. You can do this once a year. All I need from you is your name, obviously, along with your technician certification number. I will email you the discount, and it'll give you a discount of 25% off of any of the products on gracobaby.com. Very excited for this. We had a lot of requests from technicians, and we're very happy that we are finally able to offer this for you. I would like to say thank you to everyone for everything that you do as technicians and instructors to help keep children traveling safely, educating parents and caregivers to make sure that they have the most up-to-date and best possible information. Newell Brands is a member of MACPS, the Manufacturers Alliance for Child Passenger Safety, and we are very happy to be a part of this great organization. If there are any questions that you have, anything feedback-wise, etc., that you'd like to reach out, you can reach me at the information here on the screen, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Thank you again, everybody. Much appreciated, and have a great rest of your day.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining the MACPS update webinar this afternoon. My name is Rebecca Ruthroth, and I'm a Strategic Marketing Manager at IMMI, and I'll tell you a little bit more about IMMI here in a little bit. I am a child passenger safety technician, new as of last March, and definitely really excited to be supporting this really amazing community. And I really want to start off first by thanking all of you on the phone today for all of your passion and dedication to the child passenger safety world. Your work as a CPS advocate really helps in protecting all of those traveling kiddos all over the United States. So thank you. Now let me talk a little bit more about IMMI. You may not have heard of us before, and that's totally okay. We are somebody that plays typically behind the scenes. And so we are traditionally in non-automotive applications. So think of, fire trucks and school buses and ambulance and big semi trucks. We do a lot of the belts and the seat belts, steering wheels, airbags, things of that nature. And so you might be thinking, how does this actually play into where we are today with car seats? And so we have a really unique role where we actually make the child seat components for a lot of different car seats. So your top tethers, your harnesses, your webs, some of your buckles, things of that nature. So next time you go to actually install a car seat, and to install a car seat, you might take a little second glance at, oh, is this an IMMI buckle or is this an IMMI top tether? And so it'll be really interesting the next time that you get to go do that. And so here are some of our customers that you may work with on a regular basis. We provide a lot of componentry for these folks. So we actually sell directly to the OEMs, and they can either install it there where they manufacture the car seats, or we would ship it thereafter. And then obviously it's combined into that car seat. And then you as the end consumer or a parent or caregiver would then actually use the car seat, obviously. So I also want to talk a little bit more about one of our newest products, and I'm really excited to introduce the Little Caddy. So right now there's a really large void in options for transporting children safer than using a parent or caregiver's arm, kind of the mom arm as you stop a child from, if there's a sudden stop in a vehicle. And the car seat industry has very specific regulations that car seats should not be used on a golf cart as they're not really tested in that space. So we invented this child positioner for children ages 2 and up. And this is for golf carts only. So no low speed vehicles. And this is really for kiddos between 22 and 85 pounds, and then between 36 and 50.5 inches. And so again, we have a lot of families where we are from that have golf carts. And so we were working together one day, and we really wanted to be able to make a difference in this space. And so that's why we wanted to invent this Little Caddy, to have a safer option for parents and caregivers, to be able to spend time with their family and loved ones. So check it out on buymmi.com. One other area that you may know us from is the school bus industry. And so Safeguard is a brand of IMMI. We actually are the first manufacturers of the lap shoulder belts. We also make the integrated child seats for pre-K transportation on school buses. And then we also have aftermarket products in the Star family. So we've got Star, Superstar, and Star Special Needs. And again, this is all designed around transporting kiddos safer on the bus. And so what is something that you as a CPS might need? And so we've got a whole library of tech resources on our YouTube channel that I want to share, just a really brief overview on what some of those things are. The first is an actual crash demonstration. And so we have CAPE here at IMMI, which is the Center for Advanced Product Evaluation. And so a lot of people will actually request crash test videos to really illustrate the importance of child seats. And so if you go to our YouTube channel, you can actually see that this 35-mile-an-hour crash that was conducted at CAPE kind of shows what could happen if there was an adult actually just holding an 18-month-old unrestrained child in their lap. So again, we kind of say that a picture is worth 1,000 words, but a video is worth 1,000,000. Going a little bit more with our actual seatbelt system within our Safeguard on our bus, all of our bus seats. So we have a nice little video on proper usage of those school bus lap shoulder belts. And then we also paired with Safe Ride News to create a really nice 15-minute training video on pre-K school bus transportation. And so you can look that up to learn a little bit more there. And then finally, one of our other really popular videos that we also teamed up with Safe Ride News for was a top 20 usage basics of child safety restraint systems on school buses. And so if you've ever taken the NHTSA course as an add-on for your CPS, a lot of these basic fundamentals are part of that as well. So you can find this video again on the IMMI YouTube channel. These are really excellent tools to be able to expand your own knowledge of school bus child safety restraints, but also if you work with somebody who's a transportation director at a school, this is a really great option for them. And we're always really eager to create educational tools for you guys. So if you have a video idea, or if you're wanting something that is currently not out in the field, let me know, and I would love to hear about it and work with you and see what we can do. So again, I kind of just want to wrap up with IMMI and what we're trying to do. A lot of the things are around improving our ease of use. And so obviously preventing death and injury are huge, but then also on the other hand, we want to reduce misuse. And so in that, you can see a lot of different studies have been done recently, and especially with the National Digital Car Seat Check Form, we can actually see some more updated statistics on, where is the misuse found. And so obviously as a CPST, we check all of these things really carefully with our parents and caregivers to make sure that when they leave, they're leaving safer than when they came. But again, it's so important for us to encourage parents and caregivers to buckle up every single time. And so again, we hope that these numbers will steadily decrease and we'll have better cases of use as we continue. But again, we couldn't do that without the help of you guys. So thank you again for everything that you do. Again, my name is Rebecca Ruthroff, and I've included my contact information on this slide. I work at IMMI, which is in Westfield, Indiana. And again, we're here to bring safety to people. So thank you so much for your time today, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Hello, everybody. I'm Bob Wall from Nuna, and I'm the Global Safety Advocate for Nuna Brands. And I would like to welcome you here today, and I thank Safe Kids for hosting this event today. We're going to talk a little bit about our seats and what's coming up into 2023. I mean, 2023 for us is going to be a year of development, and you're going to see a lot of new things probably in the next year. So again, hold on tight because here we go. We're going to talk about what we have going on with Nuna, and what we currently have is the Rava, which is our convertible. We have our Rev, which is our revolving seat, which you see there, new weight. The Rev went on a little diet during the pandemic, so it's a little bit lighter. We have the Exec, which is our all-in-one, and we have our Ace, which is our high back and no back booster. We also have our PIPA series, and we're going to talk a little bit more about our PIPA series as we go forward. But we have our PIPA, currently our PIPA RX, our PIPA Light RX, and our PIPA Urban. So as we move forward, we have to realize, 213 has been around a long time. The 213 standard has been updated, or is in the process of being updated to be a little bit more modern, to help ensure a continued effectiveness in today's world. The old 213 was a little bit dated with the seat configuration and things, but with this new 213, we can move forward a little bit, knowing that we're going to have a little bit more modern crash capabilities, of frontal crash capabilities, but then also we've just passed a 213A, which is our side impact standard, which we again have till June of 2025 to meet that standard. But in order to get ready for both the proposed 213 as well as the 213A, we've been transitioning, starting with our PIPA line. And you think about, we have to do basically one seat at a time. We're not, all of a sudden we're just going to say, oh, the whole line is ready to rock and roll. No, we're going to test each one as we go. So we have some transition in our infancy platforms to meet the upcoming proposal. We're not officially passing anything with the new standard because the new standard hasn't even been out with a final rule. So we can't pass that standard until it is final. However, we anticipate the new standard is going to pass hopefully soon, and we're proactively making those changes that are needed. And what we have to do in order to do that is require us to pause the production on some of our platforms while we make some design changes, modify the tools a little bit, and make sure that we perform validation testing. Some of the seats are going to go under very little, if any, change at all, but we do have to validate the test to meet the new standard. So that's going to take sled time. That's going to take testing time. So that takes some time as well. So what we're trying to do is to simplify our PIPA series by, in some cases, reducing the series. We had a lot of PIPA, a plethora of PIPAs for a long time. So now we're going to go into just a lighter version. So we're going to, pretty soon, the PIPA will be phased out. The PIPA Light has already been depleted. The PIPA Light R is depleted, and the PIPA Light LX is also depleted. So you're not going to see those out on, as far as the new shelves here in the near future, or you probably won't be seeing them. But when you look at our current 2023 PIPA series line, we have the RX, the Light RX, and the PIPA Urban Travel System. You'll see there it says coming soon. We do have some new things coming relatively quickly, later on this year. So you will be seeing some of these new products already. So again, you look at our PIPA RX, it's 4 pounds to 32, PIPA Light RX, 4 pounds to 32, and then our Urban, which is our travel system, is 4 pounds to 22. But again, we'll talk a little bit more about each of these, but you'll see that we have new side impact standard here on the new SIP to confirm, but our Urban does meet the new side impact standard. So that is our first seat that we have put through that testing, and it does meet that standard. So again, we're well on our way to getting the new standards in place. When you look at our branding, if you looked at the names of the seat, PIPA RX, PIPA, when you look at the PIPA branding, PIPA seats that have an R in them, in the name, come with a relaxed base. That relaxed base is just a little bit more flexible or adjustable than the standard base. It does basically the same thing. They both have rigid lower anchors. They both have stability legs. One is just a little bit configured a little bit differently. The relaxed base moves in and out toward the seat, which we're going to show you here in a second. But it also does 4-position on-the-go recline. It also has a longer leg, and it also goes shorter, and it locks going down and up. So again, they're both very easy to use, just a little bit different as far as how it works. So when you look at the video here, we're going to show you, and this shows you this gentleman puts the leg down, then he puts in the anchors, then he pushes the seat back. And what that does is, and I'm going to try to play it again. Here we go. So he puts the leg down first, then he grabs the anchors, puts them into the anchor points, then he pushes the seat back. And that's what I mean by more adjustable. The seat adjusts back to the vehicle seat some. It also has, our seat has the EU belt routing, the European belt routing, and we also on our PIPA Light RX, has a height adjustable headrest. So again, this is a no rethread harness on this. Our seat can also be carried on an airplane. These are FAA certified, but if a lot of parents find it that they can't take the multiple children or pay for the ticket, and they have to put their seat under the storage or under with luggage, we do have a travel system bag just made for the PIPA and the PIPA base, and it comes with a boarding pass. That boarding pass gives you a little bit more of a warranty and gives you another year warranty when you register it, and it also helps in case you're damaged in travel. That warranty will cover you. So again, this is a nice travel bag that acts as a backpack. No, you can't put the kid in there. Lots of room, but you can't put the kid in there. You can put either the base or the seat and the base, or vice versa. So, I mean, it does fit very well with this product. It does have adjustable straps to hold it in, but then as they grow up, obviously the big rave is the Revolve seats. Our Rev is our Revolve seat. It is a one-time install using a tension door. Remember, it is not a lock off, it is a tension door. So as you put it through the door, the lap belt only, you would then lock off the retractor and then close the door. And actually, this right here, Sarah is our national brand manager. She's going to show you very quickly. You just put the lap belt through the tension door and then under the belt guides and buckle it in. Now she's going to, at this point, lock the retractor, pull it locked, and then she's going to pull up on the belt as she pushes down a little bit on the seat, and she's going to feed that retractor back up in, and she's going to put that the shoulder belt behind that rebound type panel on the base, which does act as a rebound control. So she's pulling that up, tightening it up, and feeding it up into the retractor. Then she's going to make sure the belt is flat, and then she's going to close the tension door. And when she closes that tension door, it's going to just do just that, add tension to it. and she's going to check at the belt path, and then she's going to give me a really bad look and say, "Get away, Bob." So again, this revolves 360. It goes all the way around with the cup holders on it. You'll notice that the tether anchor is a one-time install. It goes in forward facing or rear facing, and it goes over that handle. It also has 5 reclines forward facing, 5 reclines rear facing, and when you are forward facing, it locks out the rear facing recline and vice versa. So it's very easy to get this right. It's kind of hard to mess it up. You can't mess up the angle because if it's forward facing, it will only go in the forward facing mode. Again, I have said that this has lost some weight, so that means our weights have changed. We've increased our lower anchor limits to 35 pounds rear facing and forward facing 40 pounds. Also, we say forward facing minimum weight is 30 pounds. We still say we would like them to stay in that rear facing mode till at least age 2. That is in our directions. So you'll notice that it weighs a little bit less, so they can extend the lower anchors if they wish. Again, we would like them to use the seatbelt because we feel the seatbelt doesn't have to be changed. This one you may not have to change as much, if at all. So again, that weight change really helps us if we want to use the lower anchor. Remember that the harness covers must be used in all modes, rear facing or forward facing, and you must use the tether at all times. So we will look at this. It's a baseless install only, and it is not compatible with any of the PIPA series base, whether the relaxed or the standard. It is not made for a base. You'll notice it has the rigid lower anchors right there connected, and it goes in seconds. It is point and shoot. It also comes out just as easy with a squeeze of the hand, and it releases that lower anchor. It has an auto foot recline there. You'll see in the video there, you open up the lower anchors and the foot comes down and it is ready to point and shoot. The European belt route is also used for this one if you want to. And if you want to use lower anchors and the belt routing, you can use both belt and lower anchors. This has an increased head support system. It's 2 layers, one for a smaller baby, one you can take it out and then have the other one. They all come out at 11 pounds, so that has not changed. We do meet the new current side impact standard that has been proposed that is not really enforceable until June of 2025. And this seat is completely FAA certified, obviously with belts, not with the lower anchor. So again, it is a travel system. It is only sold as a travel system. And these are the 3 systems it comes with, but now it also comes with our Tavo system, which is $699. So we have all of our systems now come with this urban seat. If you wish to have a discount as far as a discount for certified instructors or technicians, you would contact Nuna customer service, and they will give you a code when you get your copy of your CPS card, and you may use that code for a very generous discount. Again, we don't care what seat the people are in, whatever you put the kids in, whatever it is, Graco or Nuna or whatever it may be, it needs to be in something. So we need to make sure we start with good, which is in a seat, and move on from there. So again, 2019, 41% of the children were in nothing. So we need to make sure they're in something. Again, this is my name, Bob Wall, and thank you for having us today.
Hi everybody, and thanks for joining us today. My name is Scott. I'm Diono's CPST and safety advocate, and I'm just going to give you a little bit of an update on some of our products and how to use them properly. We don't really have much new, so a lot of this information might be something you've seen before, but let's go ahead and get started. So our original Radian car seats, the 3R, the 3RX, and the 3RXT, those have weight capacities of 5 to 50 pounds rear facing, 22 to 65 pounds forward facing, and 40 to 120 pounds in booster mode. The 3RX and the 3RXT do have adjustable head supports, and they come with a infant head support and a full body support cushion on the 3RXT. All of our convertible car seats have a 10-year lifespan, which starts with date of purchase. If the date of purchase can't be determined, then we use date of manufacture to determine expiration dates. The Radian 3RXT Safe Plus and Radian 3QX are based on our Q shells. They do come with an anti-rebound bar, same weight capacities as the other seats, except they start at 4 pounds. They do have an easy one-hand adjust 12-position head support, so it's much easier to adjust these than it is on the older seats. Deeper sidewalls for better side impact protection, and again, same 10-year life that starts with date of purchase. Radian 3QXT has the addition of a side impact pod, which helps with side impact protection, and it also comes with a newborn support insert, which is that gray cushion you see in the photo. That does have a 10-pound weight limit. The other infant support cushions do not have weight limits, so those are up to the discretion of the caregiver when to stop using them. Anti-rebound bar on this one as well, and same 10-year lifespan. Radian 3 QXT Safe Plus has the addition of a anti-rebound panel, which doubles as a calf support when it's used forward-facing. It also comes with an additional comfort liner, and it comes with a a vehicle seat protector and an additional cup holder. Now on the seats with the anti-rebound bar and or panel, the use is not required, but we do recommend that you use those. One thing I want to point out about the anti-rebound panel is that when it's used in the forward-facing mode, it cannot be in the up position in which it is for rear-facing. It can only be in one of the down positions. Our high back boosters all have the same weight capacity of 40 to 120 pounds, 38 to 63 inches in height, and most of them convert to a backless booster with the exception of the Everett and the Monterey 5. Those two boosters do have rigid latch connectors. The other ones that you see here have flexible latch connectors. Latch use is not required, it is optional, and all of our boosters have an 8-year life, which again starts with date of purchase. For our backless boosters, we have the Solana 2 with latch, Solana 2 with no latch, and the regular Solana, same capacities as the high back boosters and same lifespan. So, Safe Stop. The Safe Stop is a load limiting device which reduces crash forces on lower weight kids. So for forward facing kids weighing 22 to 40 pounds, the Safe Stop must be attached to the harness as shown. Once the child reaches 40 pounds, then you want to remove it from the harness. For crotch buckle positioning, for forward facing kids 22 to 30 pounds, you must use the center buckle position only. For forward facing kids over 30 pounds, you must use the most forward buckle position. When using our seats forward facing, we want that adjustable bottom to be lowered. When they're used rear facing or in booster mode, you want to raise that bottom back to its stowed position. The angle adjuster is used on rear-facing Diono car seats, and what it does is it gives you a little bit more space between the vehicle seat and the car seat itself. So when you want to use the angle adjuster, the child must be able to sit up unassisted and have complete head control. And here's how to install the angle.
Hey everybody, I'm Scott. I'm Diono's CPST and safety advocate, and today I'm going to tell you about the angle adjuster. So the angle adjuster is used with a rear-facing Diono car seat to give you a little bit more space between the vehicle seat and the car seat itself. So it's super easy to use. These little arrows tell you which direction to slide it underneath the seat. So you follow the directions in your manual to install your rear-facing Diono car seat. Grab it at the top, lift it up, and slide it till it stops against the back of the rear-facing base, and then you let the car seat rest on top of it. Just give your installation another quick check to make sure it's solid. You can see how much more space there is between the car seat and the vehicle seat. Now the important thing to remember about the angle adjuster is that it can only be used with rear-facing kids who can sit up unassisted and have complete head control. If neither one of those requirements is met, whatever stage of development your kid's at, then you cannot use the angle adjuster.
So for rear-facing bases, the Q base and the R base are not interchangeable. So you cannot use a Q base on an R seat and vice versa. Lower anchor weight limits, 35 pounds for rear-facing and 40 pounds for forward-facing. When adjusting the head support on the older Radian R seats, we want the bottom of the head wings to be even with the child's jaw. If the head support can't be lowered enough to meet that requirement, then we want you to raise that head support to its highest position. For the Q seats and the 3RXT Safe Plus, same thing. We want the bottom of the head wings even with the child's jaw, but if it can't be lowered enough, then we want the top of the head wings even with the top of the car seat shell. We don't want it raised to its highest position with these seats. For booster shoulder belt guides, we want those positioned so they're slightly above the shoulders, a ½ inch minimum or 1 centimeter. For seats made as of 2018, harness pad use is no longer required. It is optional, but we do recommend that you keep using them. And this is not retroactive, so please check the car seat manual that came with the seat. We do require that the top of the car seat be supported by either the vehicle head support or the vehicle seat back, and that the bottom must be flat on the vehicle seat. Same goes with our high back boosters. We need support at the top of the head support from the vehicle headrest or seat back. If that results in a gap between the car seat and the vehicle seat itself, that is okay, as long as the top is supported and the bottom of the car seat is flat on the vehicle seat. As of 2018, we are allowing forward-facing overhang, and we are following the 80-20 rule. So we do allow light bracing against the vehicle seat in front of the car seat, as long as there is nothing in the vehicle manual that prohibits that. We do also allow rear face tethering with the tether connector strap that's provided, as long as there's nothing in the vehicle manual that prohibits that as well. And I do want to say that on the Diono seats that come with the anti-rebound bar or anti-rebound panel, rear face tethering is not necessary and is not recommended. And regarding accessories, we only approve the use of Diono accessories with our seats because those are the only ones that we crash test with. We do not crash test with anybody else's accessories. As far as using our seats with inflatable seat belts go, you really want to consult the manual that comes with the car seat. Because we can no longer test with inflatable seat belts, seats going forward will not be allowed to be used with inflatable seat belts, and this will be stated in the manual. The only caveat to this is that seats, older seats made through 2017 and the old Cambria and Monterey booster seats manufactured through 2017 can continue to be used with the inflatable seat belts. So please just check the manual on this. We do follow NHTSA's guidelines for replacement after a minor crash, but we do really want to talk to the parent or caregiver to find out more about, their crash and if their seat needs to be replaced. So we just highly recommend that you have somebody give us a call if they need to have a seat replaced. We do offer a crash exchange program to qualifying customers who have been in either a severe or moderate crash. We do want them to give us a call so that we can help determine if they do qualify for this program, and if they do, we will replace their car seat for free. We have a lot of great information on our customer support page. This is really a great place to send parents and caregivers if they need additional information rather than to a car seat forum. So we highly encourage you and whoever you're working with to reach out to us if you guys need help. We do have current and retired product manuals available for download. And there are a couple different places where you can find those. On this page, for older seats, we do want to get the data manufacturer so that we can make sure that we give you guys the correct manual. We have a great place where you can go and register a car seat. If a caregiver for some reason hasn't registered their seat, it just takes a few minutes to do that, and they can do it right from our website. And there are a few different ways to contact us. We have live chat available. You can give us a call. You can start a support ticket, and we also have a support hub with FAQs and installation videos and that kind of thing. On our YouTube channel, we do have lots of installation videos. So there's a playlist that's just strictly dedicated to installing Diono car seats and boosters. So there's tons of information available to parents and caregivers and yourself as well. Same thing with TikTok. We have a lot of helpful safety videos on TikTok. We're on all the usual social media channels, so there's plenty of ways to follow us and keep updated. And this is my contact information, so just go ahead and if you have a question, you can call me, text me. It's best if you're going to call to text me first, because if it's a number that I don't recognize, I'm likely not going to answer it right away. So just send me a quick text and say, hey, I have a Diono installation question. Can I give you a call? And 9 times out of 10, I'll say yes, unless I'm busy doing something where I can't get away, and then I can just call you back a little bit later. But please call me. I'm available to help you guys. Doesn't matter what time of day, weekends. I really want to be here to help support you guys and make your experience with Diono seats as pleasant as possible. So thanks again, and if you have any questions, please reach out.